Now let us try to implement the button clicks. That is, once the start button is clicked, it is actually working. That is, the stopwatch is running. Then the text will become stop. That part is already implemented. Then when we click the stop button, actually this should stop, right? That is, as of now, when we click the start button, it is starting. But when we click the stop button, this should actually stop. So let us do that part first. Here we have already written, if $this.html is equal to start, then change the text to stop and start the stopwatch. That is, inside the update time, we are actually using the set interval method to execute this at every 100 millisecond as we have specified here. Then in the stop part, that is, if the text is stop, then we are changing the text back to start, and also we have just written stop the timer. So instead of this, what we can do is that here we can specify clear interval, and we need to pass the ID. That is, here when we have specified, it is like interval equals set interval. So the set interval method will return a unique ID, and this ID should be used if we want to stop the execution. So here we want to stop the execution. So here I am specifying clear interval, that is the name of the method, and we are passing the unique ID. Now let me save this and check the output. Let me click start. See, it is starting. And if I click stop, see, it has stopped with the current time as 3 seconds 604 milliseconds. Let me refresh and show it once again. Let me click the start button. See, the stopwatch is running and the current time is 5, 6 like that. And if I click the stop button, see, it is stopped at the current point of time, that is 8 seconds 702 milliseconds. Now if I again click the start button, actually what should happen? It should continue from 8702. But what will happen now? If I click start button, it is actually starting from 0. It should not happen that way, right? It should happen like it is a resume. So let me refresh and show you once again. I am clicking start. It is running, and if I click stop, it is stopping. Up to that it is correct. But if I click start again, it should not be starting from scratch. That is, it should not start from 0. Instead, it should be like 4, then 606 or whatever value it is. So in our case, it is starting from 0. So we need to write the code in such a way that if the stopwatch was already running, then it should resume the value. So we can have a check like, if this is the first click, then we can start from 0, or else we need to resume or continue from the existing value. So how we can implement that? Let me have a global variable where click equal to 0, and here on the button click, if $this.html equal start, and if click equal 0, what does that mean? It is the very first click. In that case, let me cut this from here and paste it here. So here we are starting from scratch. Else, that is, if click not equal to 0, then what should we do? We should actually change the text to stop, but instead of updating the time from 0, it should continue from the current value. So as we want to have this text for both first click or any other click, we can cut this from here and make it as common for both click equal to 0 and else part. And here what we can do to continue from the existing value? So what we can do here is that in the update time, let us pass a value, that is the elapsed time. Okay. So what is elapsed time? It will be this time gap. If it is already running means we will pass this time gap to our update time function. So in this case, update time, that is, if the button is clicked for the first time, we will pass 0, and if it is not clicked for the first time, we will pass update time of time gap. Okay. So we are passing the already past time or the current value, and we need to add this here. When we calculate the hours, it should be like date.now minus start time plus elapsed time. Hope you understand the logic. Here what we are actually doing, we are calculating the time gap or the value of the stopwatch, right? And from that we are actually calculating the hours, minutes, seconds and milliseconds. So if the button is clicked first, then we can pass 0 here, and if we are clicking the button for the second or third time, which means that we should actually resume the stopwatch. So in that case, we should start from the existing value. So the existing value is here, time gap. So we are passing the time gap here, and it should be added to this value. Then only when we calculate the hours, it should be calculated from the current value. That is the already reached value. Hope you understand this. Let me show you so that it will be more clear. And also we need to increment the value of clicked here. Otherwise it will be always 0, right? So here let me specify clicked plus plus, and let me save this and show you. Let me click start. It is starting from 0. Let me click stop. See, it is now 3701. If I again click start, see, it is continuing from there. So what we have done here, we have actually made a check if it is a very first click or not. In case of the very first click, we are passing 0 as the elapsed time, because it should start from 0 if it is a very first click, if it is the very first click. But in the else part, we are actually passing the already passed time, which is there in the time gap. And this value should be added to the time gap. Then only we will be able to calculate the time from the existing value, right? If we do not have this, what will happen? Let me save this. Let me click start. It is starting as it is a very first click. Let me click stop. Stopped with 4 seconds, 504 milliseconds. Click start. It will again start from 0, right? So this elapsed time, which is the current value in fact, only thing is that it is in milliseconds, that value should be added to the current time gap we are calculating here. So with this we will get the stopwatch value, and if it has to be start from the current value, then we need to add the elapsed time. Okay, let me save this and show you once again. Start, stop, start, stop. So as many times we can continue and stop the stopwatch, right? Then what else we need to implement? We need to implement the reset button also. That is, when we click the reset button at any point of time, this should start from 0. So let me click the stop button for the time being, and here let me write $#btn reset dot click function, open and close parenthesis, open and close curly braces. And here what all things we need to do, we have to make clicked equal to 0, because it is again starting from scratch, right? So clicked equal to 0. Then if there is any interval value, we need to make the check, because we don't know whether without clicking the start button the person is clicking reset or not. So let me check if interval. In that case we need to clear the interval. So clear interval, interval. Then what should we do? We need to display the time like 00, 00, 00, 00, 000, 000. So what function we can use for that? We can just use the display time function, right? So we can call the display time function with just 0 for hours, 0 for minutes, 0 for seconds and 0 for milliseconds. So as many zeros will be appended as we are calling the add zeros function within this display time. And also we need to change the text of this button to stop. Sorry, start. So $#btnclick.html as start. Now let us check whether our stopwatch is working correctly or not. Let me click start. Let me click reset. See, it has become 00. Click start again. Let me click stop. Let me click reset. Yes. Start. Stop. Start again. Stop. Start again. Reset. Yes. Start. Reset. Start. Stop. Reset. Reset. Without clicking any start or stop button, still we can click the reset button. Start. Stop. Start. So our stopwatch is working correctly. We can actually start, stop and still resume our stopwatch, and we can reset it and start the stopwatch from scratch. So this is a stopwatch project we have developed using jQuery. Actually, we are making use of the set interval and clear interval methods here to execute these lines of code repeatedly at every 100 millisecond. If we increase this interval as 1 second, that is 1000 millisecond, what will happen? Let me start. See, it will just show every 1 second. That is, the line of code will be executed at every 1 second. So it is not a correct way of implementing a stopwatch, because in a stopwatch we need to see the millisecond values as well, right? So we can change it back to 100. So we have implemented the stopwatch using jQuery from scratch. Here we are using date.now to get the current time in milliseconds, and we have calculated the hours, minutes, seconds and milliseconds using the time gap value, and we are displaying it by adding required number of zeros. To add the zero, we have used new array.join, and also we have implemented it for the very first click and also to resume. So this is the stopwatch project we have developed using jQuery.